97 to 99, there is still only one FM.
MC Mikey, give me a beat. Diamond Geezer, get serious. Talking about a guy who makes you delirious. The man on the bus with a vacant stare. Tap him on the forehead, there's nothing there. He's insane, he's no cool cat. Is he a Yankee? No, he's a prat. Mr. Spoon!
True Stories 1990. True Stories 1990. The Happening. Steve Wright in the afternoon. National Radio 1.
Environment and Green News Bulletin. The first ever regular daily radio green feature. Environment and Green News Bulletin. The first ever regular daily radio green feature.
Join us when we come back as Steve Wright in the Afternoon continues after the news.
Europe's #1 station. BBC Radio 1.
Radio 1 says thank you for making Steve Wright in the Afternoon #1.
So hot and fresh, you'll have to loosen your bra.
Ah! Shake well before use.
The 1990 Roadshow on 1FM.
What kind of underwear are you wearing?
I wear underpants. How extraordinary.
This is the sound engineer told me to take them off.
Drive on.
Did the manager!
Okay, boy, speak to you later.
Bye then.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Hello?
On Europe's #1 station, BBC Radio 1.
And now, back to the music on Steve Wright in the Afternoon.
We are BBC Radio 1, the world's best broadcasters.
True Stories 1990.
Always use in a well-ventilated area.
The preceding feature, Steve Wright in the Afternoon, is protected under copyright 1990.
News 90 with Sybil Roscoe and Alan Robb.
Transcending the boundaries and conventions of radio, this is Steve Wright in the afternoon. We make the difference.
All right, you llamas, James coming up next.
True Stories 1991.
And Harvey. Tell 17 in some areas, the lowest +9 hotel. I think my trousers just ripped. Did you hear that? My trousers just ripped. Tonight, dark at 7:46.
Radio 1 FM. Watts of music power. Radio 1 FM.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
It's not me, it's the machines.
BBC Radio 1. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
We can hear you. Oh, all right then. Nothing happening. Should we press it again?
1FM is going 24 hours through the night. Wednesday, the 1st of May, 5 a.m. We'll open and never close.
From this Wednesday, 1FM is your 24-hour station. From midnight till morning, we'll bring you the best music and the latest news. This is Bob Harris, and from this Wednesday, I'll be on midnight to 4, Monday to Thursday. Then it's Andy Peebles on Friday night. At the weekend, 1FM's newest voice, Neil James, will see you through the night from 2 till 4.
Gonna be some sweet sound coming down on the night.
Night and day from this Wednesday. 24-hour Radio 1, 97 to 99 FM.
24 hours rocking around the clock on 1FM.
Hi, this is Gary King. Make sure you're near a radio Monday to Friday, 4 a.m. to 6, because we'll be blasting into the new day with all your favourite songs, news, travel and weather. The new early show. Mornings were made for it.
Gary King, Radio 1 FM.
1FM is going 20...
And now, for the very last time,
Europe's #1 station, BBC Radio 1 FM.
The station for the nation. BBC Radio 1.
1FM goes 24 hours. Wednesday, 5 a.m. We'll open and never close.
24 hours. The music never stops on 1FM.
That's a good jingle, isn't it? Monday, April 29th, 1991. Radio 2!
La 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 lee 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 dum, the Steve Wright Show. Tra la la tree, trum diddy dee, the Steve Wright Show. La 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 lee, trum diddy dee, the Steve Wright Show.
Steve Wright in the afternoon, 1991.
Steve Wright on BBC Radio 1 FM.
What the hell is that?
Don't know.
Yes, it's time for Hammer Time! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! We're supposed to be doing a true story! Stop it! Stop it!
Brothers and sisters, Hammer time.
I can't stop it now. I'm so sick. Uh-oh.
24 hours. 1FM.
Hi and welcome to Nap Sound, alright? 24 hours a day!
It's brilliant. I've heard that guy.
I have heard that guy 100 times.
I've heard him on NAF FM.
He is there.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, talking of NAF...
The Golden Hour, 1991.
Radio 1FM.
Back to back on the new Golden Hour, 1991.
BBC Radio 1.
Step back in time with Symes in the new Golden Hour.
Radio 1FM.
The Golden Hour with Symes.
He has such a soft, tender heart.
He's just a nosy amateur, if you ask me.
How could you ever recommend that harebrained, horn-tootin' nincompoop?
He stole everything he ever wrote, the big thief.
Don't believe everything you hear on the radio.
He's the kingpin of the village. You know, small-town big-timer. Knows everything.
Simon Bates. The Golden Hour. Radio 1FM.
The Golden Hour, 1991 with Symes.
Radio 1.
9 to 10, The Golden Hour.
Radio 1FM.
It's The Golden Hour with Symes. The Golden Hour, 1991 with Symes.
Radio 1. Radio 1.
Summer 91 on 1FM.
Rocking around the clock on 1FM.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
The winning team on 1FM.
And at times when you're a little bit low, a little bit depressed, then it's all too easy to start handing out blame to yourself. Well, Sean's had difficulties, Sean's had problems. He now walks until the beginning of last year when she fell pregnant with a baby, his baby. At first, she was confused and she was upset. She didn't know what to do. And once again, she took her courage in her hands as she had done the first time and told him. And it was great. They sorted out exactly how to tell the parents who were concerned, and both sets of parents were worried but very supportive. And in January of this year, she had her son. Now, both of them have had it rough and had it tough. Her more than him, probably. But now they've got a council flat, and Sean and her partner and her son live together. She loves her partner. She loves her son so much. She wouldn't change anything. She's now so happy. The only person who knows about the rape, who knows about what she went through and why she did the things she did in her later teen years, is her other half, is her partner. She explained, and he understood. They don't and never have brought the subject up again. Some people say it's a good idea to talk. It was enough that they shared the knowledge of it. She thinks about the rape quite often, and she thinks about it really when she hears on the news about another victim. And that's when she remembers. And that's when it still hurts. But day to day, hour on hour, she has it now as she wanted it in the first place, as everybody wants it, I guess. She has someone she cares about and someone who cares about her. In the southwest. Denise lives in the south-west of England. At the age of 16, she met her first love. Thought she'd never again meet anyone like him. He made her feel as if she walked on air. They stuck together like glue. 3 years later, when she was 19 and he was 21, they got married. A dream wedding with Sean and Denise, where everybody was very pleased, delighted for them. They set up home in their two-bedroom flat. They struggled to get it in shape, but were happy just doing that together. The happiest day of their lives came in 1986 when their daughter was born. The three of them had a wonderful relationship. It was a bit tough because Sean was unemployed at the time. 9 months later, a job came up. Not a wonderful job, but the money was good. It was like heaven. Perfect money and a baby and a loving relationship. Nothing could have been better. In 1989 came their second daughter, just as wonderful, just as beautiful as the first. And as a happy family, the four of them were just complete. It was like a cruet set. Sean worked long, hard hours, leaving most days at 1:30 in the afternoon and returning at 6:30 the following morning. So he spent a lot of the time really exhausted. And in the months that followed, a lot of pressure was forming between the two of them. The fact that Sean seemed to live at work and she was stuck in the flat with her two little girls looking at the same four walls all day in, day out, didn't make for a good relationship. They didn't have an awful lot of money. They never seemed to talk. They seemed to grow further apart every day, and there seemed to be nothing that they could do about it. After a while, Denise saw a different side to Sean, a side that she'd never seen before. He became aggressive, and she couldn't stand the idea of him changing. And she found herself thinking, hang on a second, I'm still a good wife to him. Why turn this way? And then the bombshell. In August of 1990, Sean came home from work early and said that the two of them needed to talk. He looked sad, he looked depressed, he looked tired. She'd never seen him look almost guilty that way before. He took one look at her and said, look, I can't stand this. I'm living a life of guilt. I've been having an affair with a girl at work for the past 12 months. And when he said that, Denise's whole life and world crumbled before her and she just felt numb, didn't say anything at all. So very quietly, without a row, he packed his clothes and left, leaving Denise and the girls behind. She didn't know what to do. Family and friends were very supportive, and they came out with all the old stuff, there are plenty more fish in the sea, don't worry, there are pebbles on the sand, and all that. And of course, she knew that they meant well, but she didn't know what to do with herself. The worst times were when she was on her own at night, when she put the two girls up to bed, and she was just sitting downstairs in front of the TV with no one to share anything with. She couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep, she paced the floor, and then she changed her attitude totally. She began to meet new friends at her local club. She lost a bit of weight, had her hair highlighted, looked completely different, and felt completely different. Now, Sean has weekend access, which means that the two girls go and stay with him at the weekends. And that was the opportunity that maybe she wanted, maybe she didn't. She just went crazy. When the girls were away, she'd go out to clubs Friday and Saturday night, get drunk out of her head, go night clubbing, and then start to sleep around. And when I say sleep around, she was just grabbing hold of the first fella who offered himself and said yes. The only thing she seemed to have in life were clubs, drink, sex, and the two girls. Thank goodness they were away at weekends, so they knew nothing about what was going on. Looking back, she's not certain how she turned out like that or why it happened. Maybe it was on the rebound, I suppose. It's understandable for anyone who's had a tough time and anyone who's going through a difficult relationship that they're looking for some kind of affection. But to say that this lady was promiscuous is understating it. She'd go to bed with men she'd never had a bit of feeling for. She'd find that in the morning, when they said goodbye, it was as though nothing had happened. She didn't care about them, didn't worry about them, and certainly didn't feel any remorse or any desire to see them again. It was pure sex she was after. One day, she turned to herself and thought, hang on a second, this is not me. It's not something that I'm actually enjoying. I don't want to go through the rest of my life getting smashed, picking up a fella, and going to bed. Well, didn't know what to do about it, and sat down, crossed her legs, thought about life, and found herself looking through the local free newspaper. And as she did, she came across the advertisements, the Lonely Hearts advertisements. The young man, 25, wishes to meet similar lady with interests. It's called Heart to Heart in some newspapers. It's called Lonely Hearts. It's called Contacts. Most of the free newspapers run a series, sometimes a page of ads like that. And she found herself reading through some of the advertisements and laughing, as you do, until one caught her eye, and it read, divorced male, age 30, likes motorcycling, relaxing, and children. And she doesn't know why. The next thing she found herself writing to a complete stranger, to a box number, Dear Sir, because of course there wasn't a name on it, a person she didn't even know, to a place she didn't even know. And 5 days later, she had a reply. It turned out that he lived about a couple of miles away, and they met. And he was different from any other man she'd ever met. He certainly wasn't like the guys that she'd been sleeping around with. She's known him now just a couple of weeks. His name is John. He's turned her whole life around. They have evenings in together where they share a meal and a couple of giggles. He's told her that he likes her. Nothing else has happened. I mean, they haven't even held hands. And she's developing feelings for him she can't really describe. They are friendship, but there's more happening. She still goes out on a Friday night, but she's changed. She doesn't go out and get drunk. She certainly doesn't bed the first man who shows interest in her. John's changed her in that way. So it's easy to say thank you to John. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. This relationship has only been going on for 3 or 4 weeks. She wants to say thank you to him, though, for the most important thing that he's given her, and that's confidence in herself. And also the confidence to say no. She hopes that the friendship will grow. He's made her realize that you can have a relationship with a male without screwing around. He's put her back on the right track in life. Whatever happens in the future, she doesn't think she'll ever return to an existence that didn't make her happy. There is also maybe a note for you if you're feeling in the same way. Look at the local free newspaper and have a giggle at some of the adverts if you like. But don't dismiss them, because sometimes there can be someone nice tucked away in the pages. The phone's lit up like a Christmas tree. It's amazing how it does. So many people have rung in the last 5 minutes and just said they've had exactly the same experience. You're the Inspiration by Chicago, and I wish Denise and John all the luck in the world. She says in a letter that it may not work out as a permanent thing, but at the moment it's working out on mutual respect, and she's learning to like herself again as a result of the fact of meeting someone through a newspaper ad who turns out to be a nice bloke. Will you drop us a line, please? Simon Bates, BBC Radio 1, London, W1N4DJ, and you're the Inspiration.
Ready? The big one. The big one FM. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Radio 1 across the UK and Northern Europe. This is Steve Wright in the afternoon at 4:11, looking down some...
Exclusive to 1FM.
Simon and the Breakfast Crew. Radio 1FM.
What a great idea. 10 to 4.
Fax us now. 071 636 2476. Or call us 071 637 4343.
Ah, yes. I'll press this one instead.
Radio 1 FM.
Right,
Go on.
The latest in 30 minutes.
On a cue, please.
National Radio. England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales. The United Kingdom. National Radio 1. 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 Radio 1.
FM, -3 and counting, -3 and counting, -3, -3, -3 and counting, and counting, and counting, and counting.